Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Jennifer here. I wanted to do a very quick update. We're actually having some road construction just on the other side right of my house, like the road down below. And so I have to be quick because it's been very, very loud today. But I wanted to do an update regarding my suspected COVID-19 rash and my symptoms. And I also wanted to do an update on my weight loss journey. So to kind of just give a little tidbit about my weight loss journey is I actually used to be 261 pounds and today I weigh 165. And so I want to kind of update all of my followers about what I have been doing during this time of being kind of sick and kind of where I'm at right now. And then, but I want to start with my update regarding the suspected COVID-19 rash. So where we're at right now is kind of back up. So about 3 weeks ago, I developed a rash on my face and my arms, my hands, both my arms, my chest, my neck, my ears, and it was a very painful rash, burned very badly. I ended up going and get tested, and so several days after getting tested, I did discover that it came out negative. However, the doctor was not able to 100% confirm whether or not it was COVID-19 or if it was a different kind of rash because I didn't get tested until day 8 of the rash, and so we don't really know what it was, if it was COVID-19 or something else. But what I can say is that this virus has kind of kicked my butt a little bit, to be honest, because since getting the rash, you know, I also had a pretty significant cough along with the rash, but I never did get like any sort of a fever or anything like that. But what I'm still experiencing, I've generally speaking, not feeling my best. I'm definitely not feeling like myself. I've been having headaches every single day to the level of migraine. Thankfully, I do have migraine medication because I do get migraines, but I just don't usually get them every single day. I've had one every single day. I'm not sleeping well. I have just a general feeling of just fatigue and just not up to par for sure. I'm also, so my rash is mostly healed. I don't know if you could still see it. Let me see if you can see it on the video. Oh yeah, look. So you could still see the remnants of it. Yeah, look, I guess you can kind of still see it. And then on my neck, I was noticing earlier that you could see like a shadow of it still on my neck. My hands have healed up pretty good. My fingers, in between my fingers, it's a little bit shadowed, almost like a little darker, like the skin a little bit darker. But generally speaking, it's pretty much healed up. But what I'm still experiencing is on my face, I still have like this sensation of like this tingly sensation under my skin, almost like little like creepy crawlers like underneath my skin. It's like the nerve endings are like firing. But what I'm also experiencing is this random areas of where it just starts like itching like really badly, where when I look, it's like I start to get a rash again in a certain, like in a spot, and then but within like a day it'll go away. So it's like something is like in like under my skin, like wanting to like come out. And then but this is very itchy, whereas my initial rash had zero itch, it just burned. So it's kind of like a weird byproduct. I don't know, like even like right now I'm kind of feeling itchy. But generally speaking, I have gone past the phase of where I don't feel like I'm contagious. If I was ever contagious, I'm not anymore. And so I was off work for 2 weeks because of the suspected COVID-19. And then I did go back to work last week. I worked 2 days last week. I'm going to work 2 days this week. I'm going to work tomorrow and the next day. And then the next week we're going to work the reduced schedule. And then the following week, the first week of June, where I work, we are going back full time. So we are an essential company. It's not a company. I don't know really how to explain it, but we are essential workers, and so we didn't ever have to be reduced schedules. It was my organization, I guess you could say. I'm not really sure, but they opted to kind of stagger us because they couldn't keep us 6 feet apart and they couldn't do the social distancing, and they are required to follow like the county's guidelines like to the T. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. But still, just generally, like right now I have a terrible migraine. I just took my my medication. I take a medicine called, Can you see that? It's called rizatriptan benzenate. The brand, it's called, I always call it Maxalt because that's what it used, the brand name was Maxalt, but that's the actual medication. But these are like gold to me. I don't know if you could see that. Those, it's like seriously a little 10 milligram tablet. This is my lifesaver. But so I just took one of those. But so now getting back to my whole weight loss journey, this has been a very interesting time. We've been in shelter in place for weeks and weeks and weeks. I do live in California, and so we started shelter in places in March. So, sheesh, this is what, like week, I don't know, maybe 8? To be honest, I've completely lost count. But to get this virus to be completely thrown out of whack, my husband and I were in the middle of a lot of projects when I ended up getting sick. And so everything sort of stopped. We kind of came to a standstill because I've just not been up. I didn't have the energy level or the ability to really do much. So unfortunately, we couldn't take quite as good of advantage of this time to be home. But it's also been interesting I am 3 months out from having revision surgery. So over 3 years ago, in January of 2017, I had a vertical sleeve gastrectomy because at that time I'd been 261 pounds. I had gained weight in my 30s and my early 40s due to a very severe autoimmune disease that really affected my metabolism and my hormones. And then due to other health conditions, I ended up having to have a pretty significant procedure that really messed with my hormones, but it also it took me from a level of being, having gained weight from the autoimmune disease, and it pushed me into a different level. And it also did mess with my head and my mental state a little bit because it was kind of a great, kind of a loss to me personally. And so, and physically, I had a really hard recovery from all of that. And then I ended up having another really significant procedure or surgery operation that kept me out of work for 3 months. And then that really kind of got things going to where I ended up being 261 pounds. So I was not an overweight child or overweight teenager. It wasn't until I got very sick. I was diagnosed with autoimmune disease when I was 30. And so it was really at that point that my weight really started to fluctuate. Fluctuate, go up, increase, into the point when I was 45 now. So I guess I was 41 when I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, or maybe I was 41 or 42. And so it took all that time. And that entire time I was pushing myself to lose weight and doing all the right things and doing everything I knew how to do. And I was able to lose weight for a little while, but then my autoimmune disease affects me greatly to this day. When I struggle with any sort of with losing more weight, or if I have any weight gain, it's almost always we can trace it back to my autoimmune disease is flaring up. And so, because it is a thyroid condition, so it's been a challenge. I think that having the vertical sleeve gastrectomy over 3 years ago now, was the best thing I ever did for myself. It gave me the tool that I needed to restrict my calories to the point of being able to lose weight. Unfortunately, I did develop a severe acid reflux from that. And so 3 months ago I was at 175 pounds. I actually had revision surgery from vertical sleeve gastrectomy to gastric bypass because of the acid reflux. Now, my doctor was supposed to also fix my hiatal hernia, but he made the decision that it would be way too invasive at that time to go ahead and proceed with fixing the hiatal hernia. And so he just did the gastric bypass. So I have still been kind of dealing with some heartburn. Now, one really unfortunate thing about getting this virus is that it's definitely affected my immune system, because I now have like one of the worst UTIs that I've ever had, like in my entire life. So UTI is urinary tract infection, like a bladder infection. Now I do have kind of a little bit of a kidney condition. So I can get kidney infections like really, really easy. And this unfortunately went from my bladder infection to a kidney infection. So I've been on antibiotics. And because of the shelter in place, I was not able to get on the, I usually take probiotics when I take antibiotics. And I'm actually completely out of them at home, and my nutrition store that I buy them is closed because of the shelter in place. And so I went the whole round of antibiotics without any probiotics. And so I'm definitely feeling my stomach is a little and I'm still having some of the symptoms of the UTI. But I do think I got it out of my kidney though, thank God, because that was kind of painful. But anyway, so like I said earlier, I am down to 165, and I'm kind of holding at 165 for now. I am trying to do intermittent fasting, so I'm not eating. So whenever I stop eating early evening the night before, I go the whole day or the whole night with no eating, no calories, and then I try to not have anything until 10 a.m. That's kind of what I'm doing. So like right now, I've got my coffee. I'm also filming right now what I eat in the day. Now I start those all the time and then never end up completing them. So if I end up completing that, I will post it with what I'm eating today, which is Tuesday, and it is May, I think it's like May 18th, 2020. I think it's May 18th. But anyway, I guess that's it. I hope you guys are all doing well. If you have any questions about anything I've talked about today, please leave it below. Welcome to all my new subscribers, and I will see you at my next video. Bye-bye.